Yo, we've already seen how the resonance cascade went for a scientist and also for a guard from Black Mesa. But what about soldiers? What were they doing and what they were told about this incident? If you haven't seen 2 previous videos about Half-Life, then I strongly recommend that you do it as soon as possible, so you understand the current video better. Also, smash that fucking subscribe button because my heart hurts when I see the statistics. Half-Life Opposing Force shows us the resonance cascade from the point of view of a simple soldier. This game adds a lot of new stuff and completes the story with a lot of details. So prepare some snacks and let's see what happened in other places during Gordon Freeman's adventures. Finally, we got to see a Half-Life game where we don't have to ride a stupid tram for half of the game. The game begins in a helicopter where we, Adrian Shephard and our comrades are transported to Black Mesa research facility to perform a cleanup mission. Here we can witness some funny jokes and rate the friendly atmosphere among soldiers.
Where the hell are we anyway? Well, the pilot thought we were heading to your mother's house. So far this all looks familiar.
Unfortunately, something goes wrong and our helicopter is attacked by a Zen aircraft. After crashing, we are constantly losing and regaining consciousness, seeing a conflict between HECU and aliens. Finally, we wake up in an infirmary where we are saved by scientists. Also here we learn that other soldiers who survived the crash were killed by the Zen aliens, so basically we're the only one who survived. At the same time, HECU begins to evacuate Black Mesa, and hearing about this, we head to the evacuation helicopter. During our little adventure, we get acknowledged with Race X aliens that weren't present in the original Half-Life. Those aliens have nothing in common with Zen aliens. The theory says that the resonance cascade affected portals linked to their world, so they could teleport to Black Mesa and Zen. When finally reaching the hub, G-Man closes the door right in front of our eyes, implying that our mission is not finished. Yeah, besides Gordon Freeman, G-Man also has some other favorites. But we didn't give up, so finding our way through new aliens, we bump into other soldiers that were left behind too. Joining forces with them, we tried to escape the facility together. Remember the new group of soldiers from original Half-Life that were sent to kill HECU soldiers? Well, here they are. Now not only aliens are our enemies, but also Black Ops. But eventually, as usual of course, we managed to reach an underground railway system that leads to the Lambda complex. Here we can see how Gordon Freeman jumps into Zen portal, and if we go right after him, we die getting the message, "Subject attempted to create a temporal paradox." Okay, we don't do that anymore. We travel to Zen using another portal in order to find a way out of the Lambda complex. After escaping Lambda complex, we get teleported to some underwater laboratories where we help a scientist and kill some water monsters. The scientist provides us some information and we continue our traveling to Zen in order to reach a new part of the Black Mesa. In this new part of the facility, we find out that scientists were doing some research onto this new Race X aliens. We witness a lot of massive terrariums used to house their fauna and also a lot of those aliens living here. But don't forget the main thing about Half-Life games. We're a simple soldier, so we don't give a fuck and continue our way to escape this horror place. Here we encounter a monstrous pit worm that is blocking our way. In the end, we manage to dump some toxic waste and kill him, getting access to the next area. Somewhere in Half-Life 1, Gordon Freeman already killed Nihilant and was put to sleep by G-Man. But here, in Opposing Force, we are got to see the last hours of the Black Mesa incident, where everyone, namely Black Ops, HECU and aliens, are fighting with each other. We find out that Black Ops are activating a nuclear bomb in an underground parking garage with the intent of destroying the facility. Happily, we manage to kill everyone and deactivate the bomb, so no one will die. But for fuck's sake. Later we see how G-Man reactivates it. That leads us to the fact that G-Man is probably not even close to a good person. The last part of the game is just about a fight with the main Race X alien named Gene Worm. We use lasers and different kinds of weapons to fight him and eventually manage to blind and kill him. In its death throes, an enormous teleportation portal spreads outwards and envelops us. We regain consciousness inside a helicopter where G-Man stands in front of us. While he's talking to us, the Black Mesa research facility gets blown in the background by the nuclear bomb. The G-Man then informs Shephard that he will be detained in a place where you can do no possible harm and where no harm can come to you.
While I believe a civil servant like yourself understands the importance of discretion. My employers are not quite so trusting, and rather than continually subject you to the irresistible human temptation of telling all, we have decided to convey you somewhere you can do no possible harm, and where no harm can come to you. I'm sure you can imagine there are worse alternatives.
So basically, Adrian Shephard is put to sleep as well as Gordon Freeman, so both of them now are G-Man's employees. Here the end credits roll. So what the fuck was this? How is an expansion for the original game better than the original itself? Opposing Force adds a lot of new weapons, new features, monsters, details to the story, and so on. It still remains a secret to me because I see Opposing Force as a much better game than Half-Life. The single problem about all of this stuff is that there is no continuation for Adrian Shephard's story. Yeah, like, nothing about him for more than 20 years. Sad. But I consider that the game was a must-have because it tells us what happened to Black Mesa after the events of Half-Life 1, who destroyed it, and why in fact HECU soldiers were not that bad. So, we're finally here. We're done with Half-Life 1 games and can proceed to Half-Life 2. Congratulations, you've made it! Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to not miss the next video. Thank you for being here, see you in the next video.